So this is an interview with Ayna on the topic of peace. So I will first read the questions and then read my answers. The first question is, what does peace mean to you? For me, peace is really a state of inner alignment where energy flows freely through the entire body and also through every consciousness issue, every archetype of consciousness issue that we connect with, both through our bodies, through our subconscious mind, through our mental processing, and through the field around us. And this will involve having very little fragmentation, preferably no fragmentation or blocks of energy in any of these areas. Blocks of energy can manifest in the body, it can manifest in our consciousness issues, it can obviously manifest in our thinking, it can manifest in the field between us and other people. And when we have these blocks, thinking really gets distorted. Instead of seeing things clearly from the current moment, we tend to project. We push our issues onto other people. We do this in order to avoid the issues in ourselves, because at some point it's like our subconscious mind has decided it's not really safe to connect with ourselves, or it's not really preferable or pleasant to connect with certain things inside ourselves. So we push them out into the outside world, and it could lead to blaming other people. It could be to attract conflict with other people. And, this can manifest in many ways, but the ultimate thing is that we are at this point not reacting from the current moment, but we're reacting from our associations and our blocks from the past. And blocked energy can really feel like an inner torture that we cannot escape from, and it can take many forms. It can be anxieties and fears. It can be guilt, shame, isolation. Like feeling like we cannot speak our truth can be one. Not being able to see opportunities, or feeling a lack of purpose or higher meaning. And this can lead to a huge number of issues in our lives, everything from certain behaviors we can't stop doing or we can't start doing. So there we are, we might be overeating, for example, and we can't stop, or we can't stop behaving a certain way, or we can't get ourselves to do certain things. Or we might continue to attract certain patterns in relationships. We might have money issues. We might have, there's so many ways this can manifest. And, ultimately it comes down to bringing our energy back into resolving consciousness issues and completing the energies from the past. There's a lot of different ways we can do that. There are various forms of energy healings that we can do to open things up, although that is not enough, since ultimately the consciousness issues needs to be solved, and that needs to be an active process. We need to actually take charge and do something. For somebody else to just work on our energy, for example, is just not enough in most cases anyway. So ultimately we're looking for, being able to really relax into ourselves and not be triggered by the people around us, and to really let go of control of other people, and to let go of the situations around us, let go of trying to control the situations around us, at the same time as we really take responsibility for our lives. We don't play victim anywhere, no victimhood, no laziness and, wanting other people to get stuff done for us. It's like a fine balance between letting go and being in the appropriate amount of action. Peace also means for me being truly at peace with who we are and where we're at on our journey. Sometimes our egos want us to be a certain way, or want us to be in a certain place, and the universe, or God if you want, sometimes has a different plan for us. And this is all about the ego's journey versus the soul's evolutionary path. You know, some of the lessons and experiences that we have are a necessity from spirit's point of view, although our egos might not feel comfortable with that at all. So when we can find peace with that, it gives us peace in ourselves and in our lives. You know, most people carry these deep layers of shame and guilt and fear, and believing that if I am not in control, or I don't look a certain way, or I need to be so and so and so to be okay or to be lovable. And once we can like drop that, just let it go, it really sets us free, and we can find that peace. Second question: how do our own and humanity's past trauma affect us currently? History lives in us. You know, the history, everything that we have gone through, you know, the history of mankind, the history of our ancestors, our personal ancestors, you know, our family members. You know, some people believe in past life energies. And, you know, the things we went through in our childhoods, you know, mankind has gone through so much, you know, there are wars, the betrayal, illnesses, the emotional pain, the abandonment, you know, parents not being able to understand the child well enough to take care of them in the way that individual child needs. And what, you know, when an energy has left a deep imprint, so whether it's a war or a sense of abandonment or abuse, and this energy has not been completed, and by that I mean it's like it hasn't been resolved. For example, that a grieving process have been worked through all the way, or we have truly forgiven and let go and released the person who wronged us, and understood that that is another soul on a journey that it's not up to us to control or understand, or that we let the fear in our body release through knowing that we are now safe, we are provided for, we are cared for. Until we do this, it still lives deep in our subconscious mind, like deep unfinished business. And the thing is, this energy, and this is the key to why things are still, you know, pretty challenging many places on this planet. The energy is repeated until it's solved. You know, Freud called this, I coined the term for this and called it repetition compulsion. It's like the soul is drawn to repeating the same energies, almost like to bring it back to the surface. You know, the things that weren't completed has to be brought back to the surface so that it can finally be completed. And we have to clear it truly from the energy body in order for it not to be repeated. If not, we're going to keep attracting the same situations until this energy has truly been resolved and released. When we try to just jump into our heads and, you know, think positively and look forward and ignore that energy, it's like we always have something chasing us. It doesn't go away. It has to be dealt with. It has to be released. It's like you have a bill you need to pay. Just ignoring it doesn't fix it. You gotta deal with it. And as soon as you do, as soon as you face it and release it, you're free from that energy for forever. And you know, this can happen on a personal level, it can happen on a family level, a cultural level, or a national level, or for the entire world. You know, the wars repeat themselves because the pain of the wars of the past are still carried inside us. The memory of wars, the anger towards the people who've done us, you know, who's wronged us, or where there is injustice. So we have to resolve this unhealed past in order to find peace now, and in order to truly be free to create our futures from a clean slate. If not, we get that dual energy where the mind might think positively and create a beautiful future, but the truth is the past is chasing us and is repeating itself.